Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel with episode 5 of A Chat With, and we are going to focus on the current Champions League holders, Chelsea. And there's only one man I could really ask to speak about Chelsea. Is my right-hand man of the World of Football podcast. It is Mr. Josh Bell. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm doing very, very well. Very warm weather, and at the moment, I'm just about surviving with my computers and the heat, and we're not used to this heat over here. Can we get the wind back? No. Okay.
So first, well, thank you very much. Firstly, for coming on. I really do appreciate it. So one of the first questions I always ask our guests is how are you feeling going into this season?
It's a bit weird after winning the Champions League, but I don't feel particularly great about it. I'm seriously worried about it. I'm seriously worried about the issue that we have up front, and Chelsea have decided to leave the transfer business extremely late. I don't know what they were expecting with Dortmund and Haaland. They should have looked what happened with Sancho last year and knew that this deal was going to be very, very, extremely, massively difficult to do. And it just seems like we're unprepared. Apparently our backup options to go for the Lukaku again. I don't really see the logic in that. That didn't really work or do anything. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because we need goals. Goals were an issue last season for us in a big way, but yeah. I think we got away with it. But over the course of a 38-game season, a whole Champions League tournament again, I don't know. I feel like it's a recipe for disaster. But it's hard because we don't know who our striker is going to be.
So obviously, we will talk about transfers and the lack of transfer business at Chelsea as we obviously speak about this. So ends zero, completely zero so far. Few outs though, which have really kind of shocked me. One is Fikayo Tomori to AC Milan. Victor Moses finally left Chelsea after goodness knows how many years he was at the club. Olivier Giroud has left to join AC Milan. I'll ask you about Giroud very, very shortly. Marco van Ginkel has gone to PSV Eindhoven. Izzy Brown has gone to Preston. Daniel Pantic has gone to Partizan Belgrade. Billy Gilmore is away to Norwich City. Jamal Blackman and Willie Caballero have also left the club. And also Mark Guehi has joined Crystal Palace. Is there any of those players that I've just mentioned, are you sad to see any of them go? Like Olivier Giroud. Look, Olivier Giroud for me was a very, very good signing for Chelsea. I think to get a player from Arsenal, I think he's obviously, he won the Europa League, which was the main thing, and then he leaves on a high, obviously winning the Champions League. Is there any player in that list that I've actually listed that you're sad to see go?
Four main players. Fikayo Tomori, he had a really good year at Derby. He played a fair bit in the first season under Frank Lampard when we had the transfer ban, but he was unfairly dropped. And then in the second season, he was just, I honestly don't know what happened. He just was completely left out of the squad. He wasn't taking match day squads. He wasn't getting Carver Cup action. I think he got 30 minutes or something off the bench in a cup game against Barnsley when Havertz scored that hat-trick. But other than that, he was just completely out of it. And it was terrible man management by Frank Lampard. The kid was doing nothing wrong. He wasn't being given the chances. His performances did not merit being left out. So I was extremely disappointed by Fikayo Tomori. I think AC Milan have got a bargain, 35 million as a bargain for Fikayo Tomori's potential. Mark Guehi, very same boat. I understand he's got a lot of competition, but he wasn't even given a chance to play pre-season games to even show what he could do. So he was literally slow as Swansea and chucked out. Though we did get 15 million for him. That's a good signing for a guy unproven in the Premier League. Giroud, I think letting Giroud go stupid for the fact that does that mean we're going to just have Tammy Abraham? He's clearly not even fully trusted by Tuchel as the only striker. Why not give it to Giroud? Why not give Giroud, as we said, his contract by years? Why not just give Giroud that final year as the main striker? I don't know. Again, it's it's a lack of planning from the board. The other one's Izzy Brown. never really lived up to his potential. Jamal Blackman, I don't know why we still had him as long as we did. I don't actually remember the guy playing. And the sad thing is, there's still more to come. He sat there and named all that list. Marco van Ginkel, he had good potential, but rupture. He had a terrible, terrible, terrible injury. That just ruined his career. But when you think about some of the players, Victor Moses, obviously won this league. That league year under Antonio Conte won the league. Really, really good year, but he's useless. Other than that, other players still leave. Danny Drinkwater. He played in the preseason friendly yesterday. Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Davy Saber-Costa, Conor Gallagher. He also has Lewis Baker, Jay Clark-Seltzer, Malang Massar. I don't think I told you this scary fact, but see when the Chelsea players went back to preseason last Saturday, 33 of them turned up, and only 7 of them were the first team players. So there's a lot of outs to go. A lot. Bakayoko was told by Tuchel not to bother to turn up for training because he's getting sold. Tuchel actually told Bakayoko not to bother turning up because he's being sold. Yeah, he's just Danny Jingle and Saber Costa were playing in the preseason friendly. I seen him in Chelsea shirts. I felt physically sick. Yeah, there's a lot. To sum up Chelsea Football Club, we're great at doing business, but my God, do we loan and sell a lot of players during the summer? And there's going to be 25 outs here in the summer, and literally either one in, which is either a striker or Declan Rice, and that's it. It's ridiculously funny, but you cannot help but laugh. Oh, sorry, just to add, there was 23 players that played in that friendly against Petersburg behind closed doors on Saturday. We won 6-1. Sieg got a hat-trick. And still 12 players did not make the matchday squad because he couldn't fit them all in.
Bloody hell. I have to say I didn't think Chelsea had that many players, but my goodness me.
Could you imagine Tuchel's face when he was just given the list of the players he had on that Saturday? What? You still got all the first team players to come back. So
yeah.
If we don't sell any more players and then all these Euro players and the Copa America players come back, Thomas Tuchel will have to train with a rough squad of 47 players until preseason ends, when they split into the development squad. So,
oh my goodness me, that is some task for Mr. Thomas Tuchel. So obviously we have talked about the outs. Ins. You've obviously said Declan Rice, but that striker is the main position. If you had to say a striker to come in, whether it be Premier League, French League, whatever, who would you pick?
That's a really well. We've been first of all, when it comes to strikers, I hope we don't. When we signed Giroud in January, we were linked with Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood, and Peter Crouch before we actually signed Giroud. So I'm hoping we don't get linked to a Chris Wood or an Ashley Barnes, or I don't know what I'll start thinking. Danny Ings, I maybe would take Danny Ings, but he's very injury prone, very injury prone. But he's a good finisher. Maybe something we all need. Something we need. I would maybe take Che Adams. Is someone who I would maybe take. He gives us a bit of pace, good movement. Maybe I would take Chris Wood, because he's a Giroud-like striker, and he does actually know how to put the ball in the back of the net. And if he does it in a very bad Burnley surface team, maybe do it within Chelsea. I maybe would take Chris Wood. Ivan Toney from Brentford, maybe, if we really were desperate, but we'd have to pay a lot of money to get him, because obviously Brentford got promoted. It's really difficult, because what strikers are out there that you go, Griezmann, technically Griezmann's still for sale for Barcelona, but would you really? I don't know. He's a really weird player. You don't really know if he's a striker or a winger or a number. You don't know. There's literally you either pay 150 million for Haaland, or you try your best to make Spurs look like idiots and take Harry Kane, but that's not happening. So
no, definitely not.
I got a call from Chelsea saying to get, so maybe that's what's happening.
One name I'm surprised you haven't mentioned is Dominic Calvert-Lewin at Everton. Apparently Chelsea have been interested in Mr. Calvert-Lewin. Is he be a player you would like?
Not at all. It's too weak. He's far too. He's got no physical strength to him. I've always noticed one thing I noticed last season under Tuchel is that because we don't play with attacking midfielders, we play with fullbacks and the two number 10s. Yeah, the balls pass into the striker lot to hold the ball up, and Calvert-Lewin can't hold the ball up. He just doesn't suit. He won't suit the way the striker has to play within a wing back system. Because if you look at Kai Havertz is very tall. He is quite muscly, and he's very tall within his strength. He's able to hold off defenders. That's what he did very well again in the Champions League final. Calvert-Lewin's too small, and he fell off massively in the second half of the season. And I just maybe he'll do well this year for Everton under Benitez, but not for me.
Also, another out which has made me laugh, and I've no idea why Arsenal are going for him, is Tammy Abraham. Do you expect him to be leaving the club?
I just said this to Rory so much. It would be idiotic to let Tammy Abraham go. No, yes, Thomas Tuchel may obviously there was something wrong with Tammy Abraham. I don't know if he was not following instructions, if he wasn't pressing. Clearly saw he played 45 minutes against Southampton and subbed off. 45 minutes, and he was the top goal scorer in the FA Cup and was left off the bench both times in Tuchel's games. Which obviously I think you disagreed with that massively, and a lot of Chelsea fans did too. So there's clearly something with Tammy Abraham. Obviously, Frank Lampard loved him, but Thomas Tuchel sees something that Lampard didn't, and I don't know what that is. But if you let Tammy Abraham go, yes, the money could be good, but it'd be so idiotic. Like, why at what you're leaving Kai Havertz, and you would have to bring Adria Briara, he literally just had a 5-year contract, and who's a 19-year-old who was on loan last season. But where's the logic? There's no. It's either this. It's either Chelsea get their heads sorted out and sign a striker, or it's the fact you tell Thomas Tuchel, you say, right, it's up to you. You have to get Tammy Abraham drilled, organised, sorted in pre-season, because we can't get our striker and we're going to have to keep him. And I expect Tammy Abraham to stay because of that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm absolutely in agreement with you. I don't know why you would want to, sell him right now. And look, I'm surprised Arsenal are wanting him, because he's not the kind of striker that suits them down to the ground.
Aubameyang, Lacazette, Nketiah, Borgran, and what do you call it? Pepe can play striker too. That would leave him with 6 strikers. It's even for Arsenal, it just makes logical sense to sign Abraham either.
Yeah, well, at least you're not Watford when they have 9 strikers currently. So
nice strikers.
9 strikers. Yeah.
Do you want to give us one? I don't care if it's the back of the Abraham. I'll take anyone at this rate.
So let's go into obviously your first 6 fixtures. And when I was looking at this, I was like, "Oh my goodness, what a tough start!
What a
tough start it is." So it's Crystal Palace at home. Then it's Arsenal away, Liverpool away, Aston Villa at home, Tottenham away, and Manchester City at home. I'm like, ouch. So out of those 6, how many points do you expect out of those first 6?
Right, Crystal Palace. No one knows what we're going to get from Crystal Palace, do we? But
no.
The thing is, you're going away to Selhurst Park, which is going to be packed, fully sold out, every seat filled, and they have a bloody good atmosphere. And the thing is, you look at some of the players that have been signed, Patrick Vieira and Brandon, well, they're going to be up for this game. This is going to be I feel like it's going to be back to the tough Crystal Palace. But I still think we have enough to beat them. I think we would have enough to beat them. Who was the second game?
Well, you're home to Crystal Palace. It's not away.
Oh, it was over, right?
So you've got a double game away. Arsenal and Liverpool away next up.
Well, we'll beat Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. Okay, that's no issue. Arsenal flip me Arsenal at the Emirates. We can't beat them there. I don't think Lampard, Sarri, and Tuchel. Actually, no, it wasn't Tuchel, but Lampard, Sarri have failed. And I don't think Antonio Conte won there at the Emirates in his last season either. So. Yeah, it's not going very well at the Emirates. Maybe we'll break. We played them in a pre-season friendly at the Emirates. We'll beat them. Sorry, typical Northern Ireland incident right there. Arsenal at the Emirates. I don't think we'll win. I think we'll lose. I just don't like. Just something about Arsenal at the Emirates. maybe we'll beat them we play them in the pre-season tournament, London thing at the Emirates, just before the season. If we beat them at the Emirates, we'll go in, but no, we're going to lose in the league. Liverpool away.
I mean, you beat us last season, but in front of fans, I think that's a different story.
I'm going to go draw. So that's 4 points so far. Who's the fourth game?
Fourth game is Aston Villa at home.
We'll beat them. We'll get revenge on them. And I think I've got Dean Smith getting sacked, so I can't say Dean Smith's getting sacked and then everyone loses Aston Villa. So we'll beat them. The fifth game, Spurs.
Spurs away, and then Manchester City at home.
We'll beat Spurs away. We like Spurs haven't actually beat us yet in their new stadium in the league. So, and I think it'll be terrible.
No.
So we'll beat Spurs, and then I think City. We're due to lose. We're due to lose to City, aren't we? We've bet them 3 times in 3 important games. So I'll take a loss, but at least it's at the start of the season. I'll happily lose to City. Actually, I'm not going to say we'll draw. We'll draw with City. I don't think we'll lose. I think we'll draw.
Draw with City.
We'll draw with City.
Okay, so you've gone win, loss, draw, win. 10 points. 11 points. 11 points. That's not too bad. That wouldn't be too bad with those fixtures. But
I think that's hopeful thinking, because away games are going to be a lot tougher this year than what they were, and but obviously the side home games for us will be much more beneficial. Because did you watch that game against Leicester at Stamford Bridge towards the end of the season? After the FA Cup thing, you've seen the difference the fans made. So it's hard to call, but I think maybe even 8-9 points out of those games would probably still be a very good run.
And then your final 6 are Leeds away, West Ham at home, Everton away, Wolves at home, Manchester United away, and then Watford at home. So theoretically, that's an easier 6 than your first 6. You'll be hoping you'll be like well into the top 4 then, and not having to worry about that running.
Chelsea, you're talking about we did it the hard way. I don't actually remember. Do you remember in the last probably since we've won the league? Do you actually think of a time we've been in the top 4 comfortably? Because we haven't. Antonio Conte, second season, finished in the Europa League. Sarri got second to last game of the season because Arsenal bottled it to Brighton at home.
Oh, yes,
Lampard went all the way to the last game against Wolves. We had to beat Wolves, and United beat Leicester. And then under Thomas Tuchel, we had to thank Spurs to have us in 4th. So just to say we're going to be way to the top 4, not a chance. And as I said to everyone I spoke to so far on my show, this is going to be a difficult year, because the difference to last year was that Thomas Tuchel came in and played a very unique system, but teams didn't have time to analyse and practice on the training ground, because they were training, resting. So playing, resting. This time, teams are going to analyse this system. It's going to be a lot tougher to play against teams with fans. Teams are going to be more prepared for us. We may not have a striker. So I generally think that we will struggle. And there's a bearing that we don't send a striker. And I think Bayern will struggle to fight for the top 4 this season, because I think Man United are better, Liverpool will be better, City are obviously going to be better, and I think it'll be between us, Spurs, and Leicester for 4th place, as things stand, unless we start doing some transfer business.
Very, very interesting. So obviously finished 4th last season. You're Champions League holders this season. Obviously the FA Cup runners-up last season. So my question to you would be, what is a successful season for Chelsea?
Well, bearing on the current squad, top 4. I don't think we're up there for the league. I think United have much better attacking, fighting power. I think City obviously have a striking issue too, but they've got a false 9 with Phil Foden or Kevin De Bruyne, so they're not as bad off as what we would be. Liverpool are going to be up there. Anfield fully packed. It'll be interesting to see what happens during the African Cup of Nations though with you guys, if that goes ahead. Obviously missing your 2 talisman, but obviously there's obviously plenty of games up until that point. So I think top 4 has to be successful, because I just can't see us unless CX starts scoring a ton of goals and doing what he did at Ajax. You'll be asking Timo Werner to get 20 plus goals in a season like I did at Leipzig, which I don't know if he can do in the Premier League. You're asking Kai Havertz to step up and score 15 goals. That's a lot of you compare it to last season, to jump up it's incredible. So I think it has to. I think it has to be. It hurts me to say that because we should be fighting for a title at this stage. You know, we've had 3-4 seasons where we've been rebuilding, and it's just the missing pieces, and it's a mix of bad planning and some players not maybe being as good as we thought they would be. But top four, Champions League, it has to be the quarterfinals. Anything else other than that's a disgrace. We have to win the FA Cup this year. Two finals in a row and lost it. We'll have to win the final. League Cup, who cares? And the World Cup, I want to win the Club World Cup because that's the only, we haven't got that trophy yet. So I want to win the Club World Cup in December, which is in Japan this year. It's gonna be fun. It's a decent tournament. I'm sure you enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed watching it as a neutral. But
yeah,
top four quarterfinals of the Champions League. We must win the FA Cup. Carver Cup I couldn't give a damn about, and to win the Club World Cup. Oh, and to win the Super Cup too against Villarreal. Well done there too.
Oh yeah. Of course, yeah.
I'm just saying. I had one of your fans ask me, one of your viewers asked me the other day, am I going to the game? I'm not going to the game because the tickets are priced at £350 for a basic seat. I'm not going. For a glorified friendly, I'm not going to that.
Oh my goodness, no. I would not spend that amount of money to go to a football game. Sorry, just no. So yeah, I mean, look, obviously the Champions League is one of the most hardest things to defend. Okay, well, maybe not to Real Madrid. But, historically, it has been a very, very tricky trophy to defend. So I do have a couple of questions for you. One is a hypothetical one. If Thomas Tuchel has a bad start to the season and Chelsea are well off the pace at the top, would you think Chelsea would consider sacking him?
No, because Chelsea have changed. They do give managers, like Lampard got more time than he would, and any manager would have got. Maurizio Sarri, we got tanked by City 6-0. Sarri kept his job. Conte, he stayed the whole season when he would have been sacked, mid-season. Chelsea do give managers more time, and to actually give how open Chelsea are being with Thomas Tuchel, the fact that they're willing to spend 150 million just on one striker in the first place, that's back in Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel's been given responsibility. Every single one of those loanee players, those academy players, he's responsible and has to say on what happens with them. So Mark Gucci going, Thomas Tuchel would have told them, I don't want them. So there was a big openness. He just was given a contract extension. It's not going to be like Roberto Di Matteo. There isn't going to be an instant sacking. It isn't going to be like what we used to be. But if Chelsea are definitely struggling, it literally be identical to Frank Lampard. I mean, truly identical. If Chelsea are struggling performances, results-wise, not playing particularly great by January when the FA Cup starts, Thomas Tuchel will be sacked. But he won't be sacked. He won't be sacked 1 month, 2 months into a job, and by January, Chelsea have to be doing quite bad for him to be sacked. But other than that, he'll be okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it's obviously, I know what Chelsea have done in the past with managers, so I had to ask that one. Second question I have for you: where do Chelsea need to strengthen in the summer? I think this is probably an obvious one. Striker, potentially a backup, centre midfielder because Billy Gilmore's left. It doesn't leave us with many legs in the midfield. Only leaves with Kante. He can't play every game. Jorginho and Kovacic. You get an injury there. You have to move Mason Mount deep, which did not particularly work. So a backup midfielder, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher, Ross Barkley might play. If Ross Barkley plays for us again in a competitive game, I might cry. But I don't. A backup midfielder potentially, because I don't know if Ruben Loftus-Cheek's staying or not yet. But a backup midfielder if we got a striker, but that's not happening. Yeah, and I have two more questions. One which I think is quite a hard one to answer. Will Timo Werner and Kai Havertz thrive better with fans back in the stadium?
I think Timo Werner, yes. I think Timo Werner, just like if he had the fans singing his name, clapping, because you think about the game against Leicester, he played really, really well, and that's because the fans were getting massively behind him. But then you think about the game in the FA Cup, literally a few days before, he had a harder, and that's because the Leicester fans were getting on his back. So he may struggle away from home, but I think home wise he'll do very, very well. But I feel bad for him because I think Chelsea fans and I think the whole English media had really high expectations for him because of how well his finishing was in the Bundesliga. But he's learned, and he said it many times, the Premier League is so much more physical. It's so much more physical, so much harder to be able to run the channels. Kai Havertz, I thought Kai Havertz had a really good season. I thought he was managed well. He's played as the false nine really, really well. He's actually scored some really good goals. He scored the winner in the Champions League final so well. So I think Kai Havertz had a good season last, and I think he'll have a much better season. I think he'll have a great preseason. I think he'll have a far better season next season. Timo Werner is a bit of a question mark. How will he be used? Will he be used as a striker? Will he be used as a number 10? But I'm going to say this now. I think Kai Havertz will get 10 plus goals in all competitions next season. Actually, I'm going to I'm going to regret saying this, I know I will, but I'm going to say Werner is going to a really good. He's going to step up, and I think he's going to score 15 plus goals next season.
Ooh, that is bold. And the fight.
Don't clip.
And the final question I have is from it was a comment on Twitter. It was from Zachary Leah. Now he's an American, so obviously we know what question is coming. Will Christian Pulisic be a regular starter next season?
I think so. I do think so. I feel bad for Pulisic because he's only a winger. He can't play like a number 10 properly, and can't play properly. And against Leeds United, when we played him at that road, he was told to be right wing back, which it did not go very well. Go very well. So I think Pulisic will be a star. I think so. He apparently he scored a goal against Peterborough in the friendly there on Saturday. He played a really, really, really good game. He had a bit of an issue with his hamstring last season, which is why he didn't play as regularly. And when he did play, I thought he played really, really well. He definitely made some good impacts off the bench. So I expect Timo Werner to probably start 50% of the games next season. I think, obviously, when you've got Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Werner, Havertz, Mason Mount, etc. There's competition, very good competition, but I expect Pulisic to easily start 50%, and I expect Pulisic to also get 10 plus goals next season.
Oh, very, very interesting to hear. And Chelsea fans, please get in touch with us as well. Let us know how you are feeling about the season ahead. And let us know where you think you will finish in the league. But Josh, thank you very, very much for coming on to my channel and obviously being a part of the a chat with wee mini series that I'm doing. I have been actually really enjoying these. So yeah, just getting as many as done as I can and get these out as quickly as I can. Where can we find you on your socials?
Well, my Twitter is JWSH_CFC. I think Doug will have it in the description because it'll be too much of a headache to remember. My YouTube channel is simply that. Literally, that's just simply what my YouTube channel is. It's just I do need to change the name because there's a lot of people called JVSH, but that's too much thinking to think of a name. So I'm going to keep it as that. But if you said I'm doing something very similar to Doug's series over my channel, and as I said, there's a positive and negative to all of these things. They're really fun to do and really fun to speak to all the fans, but to try and organize it, upload it, and have thumbnails and all me, it's a pain in the backside. So. There's a positive and downside to everything in life, isn't it?
Aye. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, as I've said, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video out as well. It does really help our channels. And go and follow Josh as well. I will leave the video I did with him in the description box down below as well. But are Chelsea in for a very, very good season? How will the Champions League holders do in the Champions League? As I said, it's a very, very hard competition to try and defend, and also they do have the Super Cup and the World Club Cup as well. And as we all know, the last English winners of the Club World Cup were Liverpool, of course.
Oh, here we go. Liverpool fans are already raving on about it. Oh dear.
I just said it was. But until then, it is goodbye from both of us, and we will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.